Hey everybody, it is February 15th, 2019, and it is 12:03 p.m. It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood today, so I am sitting outside. I'll warn you ahead of time, I do apologize. Even though DFW Airport is 25 miles away, somehow they use over my house as their landing path, and sometimes they're really low. But I've caught some helios, I've caught a bunch of stuff, so hey, we'll take it, right? So hopefully we'll get through a video without all the noise, and I do apologize ahead of time. I really wanted to get this video out yesterday, and there was a reason why I held off, I guess. I think we all were expecting something on February 15th. Well, we got that something. With President Trump declaring a national emergency, this is huge. You can tell that we've already been programmed with these. Every state's been under a state of emergency. And now it's a national emergency. That means the whole country, y'all. As I sat and watched, listening to every little pin drop, comments like, we have so much money we don't know what to do with, and how we're best buds with China and Iran, and all that was very confusing to me, because I know different. I'm on Twitter, so are others, and then I know this might sound a little crazy. You know how us crazy Christians think, right? But I did hear that in 1987, Russia apparently had cloned Trump. Therefore, it was said that if he was wearing a blue tie, it would be the fake one, and a red tie with it hanging out, with his suit open and hanging below his belt, is his normal. So I found him in a blue tie today. Anybody else noticed he looked a little different as well? So I think we were expecting it. I do know that he did say, that there was laws and stuff in there that they had to tweak and change. So who knows what the tweaking and the changing is going to be, right? And then, of course, said that other presidents had called it before. But this time I think it's going to be a whole lot different, y'all. How about you? So what I wanted to do is, my first thing was to, we'll get off the Watchmen stuff too. So what is the meaning of the national emergency? And it's a situation beyond ordinary which threatens the health or safety of citizens and which cannot be properly addressed by the use of other law. In the United States, powers were interpreted from constitutional documents to vest to the president to declare a national emergency. Okay, so then what is the definition? Definition is a state of emergency resulting from danger, so I went through that again, and I apologize. The last one, I thought this was interesting. It was invoked, the act was enacted in 1976, with 31 of them having been renewed annually, and remaining in effect as far back as 1979. Okay, when can a president declare national emergency? Well, the president can declare a national emergency on 3 grounds: war or external aggression, or armed rebellion. It used to be internal disturbances before it was amended by 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978. Oh, let's just stick that number right out there, right? So, knowing that he's going to tweak some laws again in this, because it has to be updated, and I don't know what he's planning on doing. But, okay, so we're doing Watchmen stuff first. Okay, so like I was telling you, I've been on Twitter. I'm saying that Iran and Russia and Syria are all... Zechariah 12 is happening. Israel surrounded. We got President Trump and France coacting together to... France is sending troops to Israel as well to back them. So it sounds to me like Ezekiel 38 could take off at any time. That's why I was very confused when I heard his comments about Iran and China and all this other stuff. And knowing that we're not friends with China at all. I don't know. But anyways, I guess he is. So, okay, so the other day, alright, so that's Watchmen. Oh yeah, okay, the Watchmen, we got February 19th is the day that they announced the Messiah. February 19th is also the day of a super full moon, which is the brightest since 1948, the year Israel became a nation, right? Can't make this up. And we have another something else as well, other than Kate and Purim. And I told you that I found out what Kate and Purim was, and that feasts are not my forte. So, rebelling a little bit, Lord. I did. I went ahead and learned about the other two, and I've been learning about this one, and I keep saying, go dig deeper, dig deeper. And you know that expression where sometimes where things are hidden in plain sight? So I started digging deeper into Kate and Purim. And again, so this is where I had gotten my information. Sorry, I'm just getting over bronchitis. Praise Jesus. Getting over it part is great. Okay, so Purim Caton this year falls on February 19th. It's Adar 14. And the list of observations set by Wikipedia, it won't let me, it's got a place that I can copy, but it won't actually copy it and allow me to post it under the Show Me More section. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so Purim Caton is a minor Purim celebration during leap years. Purim itself is celebrated in Adar 2. The next time this will happen is the Jewish year 5779 on February 19th, 2019. So then I'm like, okay, Lord, I've been here several times, and it's like, it's hidden in plain sight. And I started remembering videos. Of course, how time has changed. Clocks, remember I brought the video, did the video on all the clocks were changed, and time was changed, and we know that a season is not spring, summer, winter, and fall, but an appointed time. And so, surely we're at an appointed time. And things are hidden in plain sight. So, again, I'm going back on these dreams and I'm saying, Lord, remind me. And he really did. He reminded me of several of y'all that had dreams and or actual facts that Israel had changed their, took a year out or something this year to make their calendar consecutive with everybody else's. So in our reality, it is leap year in Israel, but they changed their calendar. Oh my gosh, this changing laws and time stuff has been everywhere, hasn't it? Okay, so, doing all this, I think that's why a bunch of us are messed up with the dates as far as Purim is concerned. Because in all reality, it's leap year. They changed their calendar, and they're celebrating in March, on March 20th, but they changed it, but it's leap year. So, Keaton Purim is the one this year, and that's Adar 14. So, I hope I explained that well enough, because I'm not a feast person, like I said. Alright. Okay, so then I thought that this was really cool. You know how us, we get we see things that just really amuse us, and we know it's the Lord. Like sitting out here with my big, fat, 30-pound cat on the table right now is a God thing. Having my cardinal show up a few minutes ago was a God thing. Having my little fur kids out here enjoying this wonderful temperature is a God thing. So I thought that this was a God thing. Y'all remember back a little while ago where I had my big cat, Pia, had the most beautiful kittens. And I think I entitled that Corinthians 13, about love. And one of the kittens was like Mama. Mama always sat on my Bible and loved to have the Bible read to her at night. And this kitten was doing this. And this kitten used to play with Milo all the time, if y'all remember that. I have a few videos of that too. And he acted like a king. I mean, he used to clean Milo like a cat, and Milo was cleaning King like a cat. I don't know. So Milo became half cat. Milo was so cool. Anybody that met Milo loved Milo. Alright, so it's good to be a king. This is really cool. If anybody knows anything about the Westminster Dog Show, which I don't, I know it's like the Kentucky Derby for dogs. It's the biggest dog show of the year. So this year, on Tuesday, King, a wire fox terrier, poses for photographs after winning Best Show at the 143rd Westminster Kennel Club show. Are you kidding me? It's a dog named King, right? Okay. It's a wire fox terrier named King. Okay, and it's the 143rd Westminster Kennel Club. Anyways, that's really cool. A long-haired dachshund has been winning most. So, led then to look up 143. Well, we know that 153 is a full net. I'm wondering what the meaning of 143 means in the Strong's. It's good to wonder sometimes. So, 143 in the Strong's. In the Greek, it says to perceive. I perceive. I understand. Right? Alright, I thought that was cool. He's got so cool. And in the Hebrew, translation, Adar. Are we talking about Adar 14th and the 19th? Are we talking the 12th month of the Jewish calendar, which is this month's? Unreal. You just can't make this stuff up, brothers and sisters. And again, it references to Esther 3:7. And I think several of the feasts and things that I've been studying when I've looked up in the Strongs have been about Esther. And I thought that that was really crazy. So here I am, and I'm sitting here going, okay, the Lord's also been leading me to John 3:16. And I'm sitting here, and the more I read it, the more I'm like warm all over and filled with the Holy Spirit and going, Lord, I know this verse by heart, but the real true meaning of this verse, I don't think any of us are ever going to really get it. Because there's so many different kinds of love out there, right? And the agape love, which comes from the Father only, is a different kind of love. And it's very hard for us humans to do so. You know, we have husband love, friend love, birth kid love, all kinds of love. And John 3:16, we know that God is love. So I'm like, okay, Lord, let's look up the 3:16 in the Strongs. And I look at it in the Hebrew, and what does it say? Archangel, a descendant of Judah. Judah, representation of Jesus, the King of Judah. Is that not awesome? Oh, I just can't contain myself sometimes, Lord. But just getting over this is, I'm taking it easy. Again, in the Greek, it was necessary. Yes, the cross was necessary in order to make a way for us when there was absolutely no way. So yeah, John 3:16 is really hard to get a hold of. But we're halogen lights in this darkness, and the darker the world gets, the brighter we become. And I know we're weary. Many of us are. I know many of us are not able, financially or physically, to do certain things. But love is free. The gift of salvation was free. Love was given freely. So it should be easy to freely give, right? So, where was I going now? Oh, yes, okay. Alright. Alright. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. But reality stinks sometimes, but it's truth, and the truth sets you free, right? Back in 1977, I got married on Valentine's Day, and I wasn't a believer then. And the only reason why he picked Valentine's Day was so it was the day he would remember our anniversary. Well, for me, that was a good thing because I'm a purple girl. So I got a birthday tomorrow. So Valentine's Day was always a try day for me. Confirmation threes. I got Valentine's, anniversary, and my birthday all in one. So it's amazing why I like the color purple so much, right? But anyways, it really goes back deeper than this, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of a history lesson, okay? Okay, while we believe that, you know, it's all about Cupid and love and all that other stuff, it really has a very dark meaning. And the reason for that is because, well, I did it again. Anyways, it really does have a deep meaning. Okay. Okay. So, while this is going on, remember, all roads lead to Rome. Somewhere or another, they always have. They all lead to Yellowstone, too. I don't want to break the monotony here, but has anybody noticed the quaking that's been going on in the past 24 hours? Really big ones. Over 3 5s and 4s, all the way up the Pacific Ridge in California, Philippines. You know, something that lamestream news doesn't tell us anymore. And when they do, who listens, right? I just like to see what they say about it sometimes, or how they say it. Reprobate minds has come to my mind a few times, because it's right in front of their faces, and they don't see it. So anyways, back to Valentine's Day. Okay, so even though no one has originally pinpointed the exact origin, and I got a video that I hope I've still copied, that I'll put in the link. If not, I'll put in the comments. That actually goes a little bit deeper. If you want to go deep, you don't have to. But anyways, it states that the Romans, from February 13th to the 15th, celebrated the feast of Lupercalia. The men sacrificed a goat and a dog, then whipped women with the hides of animals they had just slain. The Roman romantics were drunk and were naked. Young women would actually line up for the men to hit them. They believed that this would make them fertile. And then they would put people's names in a jar and couple people up for the day, or if it happened to work longer. I don't know. Strange customs this world has, right? So, the ancient Romans may also be responsible for the name of our modern day of love. Emperor Claudius II executed 2 men, both named Valentine, on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century. Their martyrdom was honored by the Catholic Church with the celebration of St. Valentine's Day. It is amazing how our lives parallel, and the things that the Lord showed us sometimes even before we knew Him. And things just keep lining up while the world is spiraling out of control. We know that there's a battle for our souls. We know Revelation 3:10 and 3:11. We know that we're not called to wrath. We know that there's a snatching away, harpazo, caught up, whatever you want to call it. Take us out of the way. 1 Corinthians 15, 50, and 51, we're shown a mystery. And in 1 Thessalonians 4, 14 through 18, along with Revelation 3, 10, and 11, and a whole lot of other scriptures. Despite which way you believe, I don't think that a loving God would want His bride and all bloodied up in her white wedding dress and with combat boots. That's just me. I think He wants to keep us safe and protected, just like He said He would. That's why we're in Psalms 91. So we have all we need right now to help us to get through these very last days. He's equipped us with armor in Ephesians 6:11. He's given us the Comforter, Psalms 91, to hide under His wings, discernment. We're under fruit inspection, and everybody right now, there's many sheep's in wolf's clothing. We've learned that the 5 unwise virgins are amongst us, ready to demand our oil when the time is right. And I believe that, you know, a lot of people are stating things like, there's just nothing in this world that entices them anymore. And I somewhat agree. As I go back this past year, I think about, you know, all the things I used to do, even simple things like going to the Fort Worth Stock Show, or it just doesn't interest me. NASCAR, nothing. Doesn't interest me. Playing with my plants, my fur kids, my fur critters outside is good enough for me. I'm happy. I'm blessed. Also, I wanted to share, remember Sunday? This was really crazy. This was another way how the Lord worked. Well, first of all, when I got that strawberry the other day, that box, there's no way that I knew that there was a strawberry that looked like a bridegroom outfit. There, how coincidence was that, right? Okay. Also, I wanted to share Sunday. Sorry. Getting over this bronchitis, feeling better, but it comes up. Sorry. All right, so knowing Jesus is the bread of life, and I mentioned that I had just made bread that day. And I was very shocked and surprised at how many people's comments were, I just made bread today too. Or I made even bread for the first time today. I'm really proud of you, brother. That's amazing. And then others were messaging me that they had just had communion today and taken bread and had communion. I thought that was really cool. There was a message that I kept saying, there's a message in here. There's a message in everything that happens. The Lord does nothing by coincidence. There's no coincidences in our lives. He works all things together for His good. He is in control of all things in heaven and in earth, period. And He's got this. And when you're confident to know that, then you're at peace. We just have the calm before the storm, because that's what I've been feeling. So anyways, I put up this video and I talked about baking bread, or that I had baked bread. And look, y'all, it says the bread of life, something regarded as a source of spiritual nourishment. What did Jesus say I mean when I am the bread of life? Well, there's a lot of things. There's when we read His Word, we're eating Jesus. Jesus is the Word. When we're reading His Word, when we're talking about Him and thinking about Him. So I pray that this encourages somebody, gives you a little bit of insight with what's going on. I don't want to go into a whole lot of detail about some things other than eyes open, because some of these things in the bill or the law, or whatever they're going to change, we don't know about or what's going to happen, but don't believe any of that fear-mongering stuff out there, okay? Satan is the author of fear. He's the author of confusion. Break away, click off. When you hear something that's not right, it's not lined up with Scripture, click off. Best thing to do, we know the trolls are out there. Best thing to do is don't feed them. Just ignore them. They go away. My goodness. But with this beautiful day, I'm just excited to be here, for this is the day the Lord has made. It gives us another opportunity to shine and spread Jesus. I was hoping that I could be spending my birthday in heavenly places with y'all. But you never know, because it's imminent. It's going to happen in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. Like I said, it's not like we can get ready. We just need to be ready, because it's fixing to happen. So with that being said, this is Debbie from Texas saying, peace out, Maranatha. The King surely is coming.